So we're here in the studio today. It's DJ Clint's in the studio, and we also have James from Screwston Squeeze Juices. So we're here to actually talk business, but I wanted to do it live because you know what time it is? Something we haven't done in a while? Heat exchange. So shout out to everybody that's supporting. Shout out to all the viewers. Shout out to all the listeners. All streaming platforms. Remember QLAFD. That's how you can search for us. DJ Clint at westmade.clint. Squeeze Juices. I got to get used to saying that, bro. Throw yours in. Throw your at, man. Tell them where to find you.
Screwston Squeeze Juices. You can just go in and type in the search Screwston Squeeze Juices, and then you'll see the screw with the juice come up, and just click follow.
Check out the logo on the shirt, by the way. So first off, sponsors, shout out Black His and Hers new merch. I just posted an unboxing just so y'all can get a feel for how good the company treats their brand ambassadors. Take notes. Also, I had to figure out what kind of shoes to wear. So for Heat Exchange, you know how we represent. I'm already represented with mine. I had to go with the Forrest Gumps, Gold School, Nike Cortez, Janae. You already know what it is. We got Yeezy foam runners right here already. And Clint, what are those?
Man, these Concepts Air Max 1, the heavy pair. Came with the little pack. It's
With
3
the
pairs
pick.
total, but I got the heavy, so I like that little Astros vibe it give me with the little check, you know.
That was crazy. That was crazy. I gotta say, man, that's just a quick heat exchange because we're missing our usual suspects. I just wanted to let y'all know how this was going down. Shout out to Raw Kick. Shout out to Alfredo, Houston Sneaker Club, HTX, Freedom Sneaker Club, HTX. H-Town is the whole connection. If y'all are in the chat, show some love. We're about to talk some business. I'm going to leave this on for a little bit. We're not going to give you all the game. You're going to have to watch the podcast on YouTube. However, let's just set up, man. Let's get to talking. Well, welcome to the show, man. Again, check us out on all streaming platforms. QLAFD is how you find us. Ain't too hard to find right now. We're actually making really good motion, doing really good business, and making really good connections. So I'm glad you were able to make it to the show.
Yes, sir.
Because we got to talk about product.
Yes,
So,
sir.
Clint hits me up to you. He says, hey, got my guy James with the juice, which is literally what he texted. Like, I got James with the juice, and I'm like, all right, cool. Who's this? He sends me over the IG page, and I said, wow, I like juices, right? Just straight up. I'm a little healthy, you know. I like exercise. I really like to eat clean. I can't really title it no way. I'm not like keto or carnivore. I'm actually more like paleo. Like if you really gonna put it to anything, I'm kind of like paleo, right? But the juices are something that I actually do enjoy. So a little couple of stores, can't drop names because they're not sponsoring, but a couple of places that I go to that have those fresh squeezed juices. I was always interested to speak with them. But lo and behold, thank God, Clint brings me to you. And now I can have this conversation about business as well as the product also.
Yes, sir.
So, man, just throw it out there, man. Just tell us where you're from. Tell us what you do.
So I'm from Houston, born and raised Harm Clark, Houston. So for me, you know, growing up was a little different than a lot of different people, but you know, you grow and adapt and adjust to living situations, and you keep faith in God and you surpass those things, you know. So fast forward to most recently, I really got into juice. I've been doing juice it's been about, I want to say, at least 10 years.
Okay.
I started off like with daiquiri shop, you know. This lady named Miss Tiffany brought me in, you know. She opened a daiquiri shop, and I started there, you know, creating recipes and creating new drinks and things of that nature, you know. But my knuckleheadedness took me in a different direction, you know. So I parted ways with that company, not on bad terms or anything, because we still talk and do business to this day. Actually, that's one of my locations where my drinks is at right now.
Okay.
So it's nothing. I don't leave any burnt bridges, you know. It's all good vibes with me. So fast forward then.
Not to interrupt.
So fast forward, you know, I got into I was doing some other business opportunity, which was clothing or whatever, and like around the time that the pandemic happened, clothing took a downhill, like a drastic downhill. So it was like, at this point in time, how can you support yourself in this day and age and continuously be successful and have something that you your kids can thrive off of for generations to come, you know.
Yeah.
And when I sat down and actually did that, clothes wasn't it, you know.
Okay.
So I went back to the drawing board, you know, like what can I do to make, you know, that income that I need to make without having to resort to a regular job
9 to
or
5s
whatever.
and stuff like that.
Yes, sir. So I created the juice company or whatever and started making juices, you know, from fresh fruit. Used to go grab strawberries from Sam's Club and stuff like that and squeeze the long story short, make the juices. I don't want to give out too much information.
Don't give out the secret.
But
we testing product today.
You know what I'm saying? So so that's how I got into juices, and it was something that I always loved because I always would get like lemonade from somewhere, and I'm like, man, this ain't it. Like, I love, like, that's what I love to drink was lemonade, like regular lemonade, any type of lemonade it was. Like that's what I love. Like, you know, so I would go to these different places, like, nah, this ain't it. Like, this not it. So I got in the kitchen and I started making my own. And I was like, this is what it's supposed to taste like, and like, I didn't think like it would take me as far as it has come today. You know, I didn't think like when I started this company, hand making my labels, that my company would come this far, and we still have a long way to go, you know.
Sure.
But the vibes that we get back from the community and just new interactions and all of that is like that alone makes a person not want to give up.
The proof of concept is when people really start buying into you, either, you know, monetarily, of course, is always best, but also when they really give you those kind of votes of confidence, like, I tried it and it's good and I'm telling my people about it. And so now more people are going to come back to you. You know what I mean? I love the idea of reciprocity. If we can be so Lauryn Hill, I love the idea of reciprocity amongst us when we really start doing something good and really having people really validate that by continuously talking about it and pushing it. So when he tells me, hey, my guy's doing something good, usually, listen, for the sake of my brand and for the sake of my personal ethics, if it's really not positive, I can't get behind it. You know, like, especially where we stand right now. I'm just too old to be getting behind a lot of craziness. So hustles are great. Businesses are better, right? Businesses don't have end dates and expirations. You can always kind of just grant and branch out to something else, but hustles tend to dry up. And that's why I was studying this, and I said, well, this isn't a hustle. It really is a growth story, which is what I appreciate. By the way, we connected. We're like cousins in terms of like the inner city demographic, because I'm from South Park.
Yes, sir.
And I have an ex from Hiram Clark. And I used to go to Madison to go date girls. So what's happening, Hiram Clark? Your boy's back. You know what I mean? So with the product, right, what you brought today, what flavors did you bring today?
So today I brought a strawberry lemonade and fruit punch, just because a lot of our flavors are sold out right now, just because constantly, like, new people interacting with the brand and product, and it's like it's kind of hard to keep the shelf stocked, no matter how much manpower we put into it, because how I market the brand, I try to line up things before it actually takes place. So when I restock, I already have another location added to the list that I already have to restock. So it's like that restock of that projected restock that I have for those locations that is already on the list, and I add one more, it's like I just spread myself a little more thinner.
Cool.
You know,
Cool.
and then
I get it.
On top of that, I have the mobile unit where I go around to the barbershops and hair salons. And
okay, wait, hold on. Now, so segment one, how we're gonna do this the right way is your business come up story. We'll do that right now. How are you making it work for you? We'll do that segment two, like in 10 minutes, and we're gonna take that off of IG Live so you can actually watch it on the YouTube. So we can't give everybody everything right now. I like what you're going. I like where you're going. I'm not gonna forget it. But I do have 3 questions so that we can actually keep this on the live real quick, because you brought some product.
Yes, sir.
So you got your juices, and we're going to cover that. But you also got cups, and then you also got this water.
Yes, sir.
Is this water yours?
So, no, this water is from one of my good friends. We have some business going on whenever they get well established. This is OTM water, out the mud, alkaline water. We both have similar stories, and similar backgrounds on similar situations in our brands and products and things of that sort. But like you said, you don't want to give too much on IG, so we'll save that for the YouTube.
All right, and then the cups are yours. So this
Yes,
is
sir.
yours. So see, we are serious about branding. I always respect somebody that's really, really pushing their product forward, making sure it stays in people's face. Because look at the logo design.
And quality, man.
And it's quality. You know what I mean? Insulated on the cups. I mean, I like it. Okay, cool. Well, let's do this real fast. When was your company started?
I started my company 2.5 years ago.
2.5 years ago. So in starting it 2.5 years ago, you have grown this brand from in-house production to distributing it to how many stores now?
Currently, we have 4, but we have on hold at least 5.
Okay.
It's 2 of those being major companies that you probably shop at.
Yeah. Okay. Can we? So I know one of them, but is that official or is that kind of still in the works?
Both.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
We're going to take that off the mic. We'll talk about it. Oh, you can't wait. I love seeing success, man. You have no idea. To meet people, man, my show is so cool. Look, when I started this, I didn't know where it would go, right? But in that, I've met, and I know I feel like I come from good stock, but like I know I met so many people, like women that have double PhDs, and like we're over here having conversations. You know how goofy I get? Like it's so crazy to have these conversations at a really high level, though, right? Dealing with smart people of color, women, and black and brown people, because it's just not common, at least in our circles. Knowing where I came from, for sure. Yes, so I look at them like anomalies, and I want to talk to you because you're doing entrepreneurship, you're doing business, you're doing motivation, you know, confidence coaching. Like it's so all success stories, and we don't talk about it enough. Like we were talking about off mic, there's a time and place for everything else. Like I think that's entertaining too, but I really enjoy this. I wanted to do that to promote the idea of this conversation, but let's just do this first. We're going to hop off of IG. We're going to hop off of IG Live. You need to check the rest of this on all streaming platforms as well as YouTube. Say good night, everybody. All right.
Peace out.
Catch y'all later. Thanks for the love.
That's how I do.
It's a rush when it gets to chirping, though. You know what I mean? You're just kind of like, it's like, oh, shit. Like, okay, people actually are looking. Hey, everybody.
Right.
How you doing? Like, let me do a tap dance real quick. Like, it's just really hard. It's really hard to kind of keep it kind of like down. I remember it, though. I explained this. I did a radio show on Sunday. I said, this is like my rebirth because I've been through this before YouTube was there, when it was like grassroots marketing. Used to be hanging up rapper posters for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were on the scene. Like, next to Worthing was a club called LaShawn's, which is probably still there, but it ain't LaShawn's like it used to be. I mean, it was like Death Valley, you know what I mean? But we would be there, and it's a house, and the roof is like a 8-foot roof, and we just sitting on top of this little platform and just banging the roof, you know what I mean? Throwing cheap champagne, but just knocking Corbel bottles all around. And I'm documenting this because the rappers who now are like the ones that we're doing on our show, these rappers are like, yo, let me take you around. And I'm writing for Streetwise magazine, who is based out of Austin, but he gave me a shot down here because I was already doing editorials for Houston Style magazine. Ain't none of this on YouTube because it was before YouTube. Yep. So I was curious about this when I heard about it, and again, I'll bleep this out if you're not ready to talk about it. But I was curious about when you got to the store because I heard that all of a sudden it's going to be in, right? And so I would like to know how you've taken your business from ground up to making a deal like that. You know what I mean? Like to be into a national or a franchise-owned store, right? Can we call them a franchise-owned store, or will we just call them a national chain grocery store?
Well, they're most of a franchise because they're only in Texas.
Yeah, I want to say it's only Texas.
So they're not national,
Okay.
So if we want to go outside of Texas, we'll have to go, maybe to what's it in Kroger. They got like I think it's Ralston's or something like that.
The overarching one, like Safeway or Ralston's or something like that.
Aldi too, because I think Aldi is more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did that journey take place, man?
So really, it went way back to when I was in like high school, really, because when I started working when I was in high school as a bagger, I worked my way up from a bagger to a cart attendant to produce to dairy to all these different positions, So it came to a point in time that the guy was like, hey, James, like, you know, and at first people didn't like really just give me the opportunity of the day because I had all these tattoos, and I had in high school I had tattoos on my neck, like so.
Did you get them removed or something?
No, they
Oh, you still got them? Okay, yeah.
I just had learned as I grew older to cover them up and stuff like that. So he came to me and gave me an opportunity to be a dairy manager to a grand opening of a store. So I went into training as the manager over the whole dairy department and all of that good stuff. And he vibed with me so well that like we was like this. So it went. He started inviting me with him and the other store supervisors like that's over the departments to go like smoke cigars and go do different shit. You know, that's how I established the relationship with that. So and I started going to college, so my hours at the store had to change because I couldn't be a dairy manager and work overnight and go to school during the day because it was starting to take a toll on me. So I started working less there and focusing more on school or whatever. And I ended up leaving the company and going to school. So I went to school for a while, but I was always the type of person in school, it was just like, this was easy. Like I could have graduated a year and a half ahead of my class, but I chose to stay with my friends because they lived in the neighborhood with me and all this stuff. So I had college credits in high school. Okay. So I was going to college and like literally doing the work and going to sleep in class. And the professor would be like, why do you just come and go to sleep? And I just raised my head up like, hey, go to work. Yeah. And I was making good grades, but it was just like, it was boring to me. Like it didn't like, I wasn't driven to do it. Like I like stuff that drives me. Like, man, I love doing this. Like I'm driven to do it. And I was just like, my mom wasn't happy about it because I was an athlete, you know, all this different stuff. So she wasn't happy about it. But my brother was a bartender at T's Daiquiri Lounge. Okay. And, he had got hired to be a bartender there. And they was about to open or whatever, and the lady was like, hey, yeah, we need someone to mix the drinks, you know, because they had the daiquiri machines or whatever. And I started working there part-time and then ended up leaving school and start working there full-time. So I was mixing the drinks for the machines and all that. Then I'll be a bartender at nighttime and, you know, basically managing that place. Grinding. Exactly. So fast forward till today, I established those relationships back then. So fast forward till today, after this was maybe like 4 to 6, maybe not even 4 months ago, I went to HEB in Maryland, and I'm walking through the dairy department with my basket. I'm like, that guy looks familiar, you know? So I walk up to him, I'm, hey, how you been? He was like, James? And in my heart, I'm like, damn, I thought he wasn't even going to remember me. Yeah. This was like 7 years ago. Yeah. You know, so he was like, what you been up to? And I'm like, man, I own the juice company. We have this, we have that, we have this, we have that. He was like, man, I just got a lady in here selling banana pudding and stuff, like in like these little containers. He was like, they're doing $3,000 a week. He was like, you know what? Bring me some juice. We'll get you in the store and see what your numbers be like. And I'm like, really?
Like that. Like it's like that.
And I'm like, and that's why I asked him, I'm like, you serious? Yeah. He was like, nah. He was like, you know, just get XYZ in order, do this and do that. And I still communicate with him like, hey, what do I need to have? Like, do I have this? All right, I got this. What, like, what's next? And he just keeps me in line like, it's going to happen, you know, but I can't put it on paperwork because we still building to put the product on the shelf. Like these bottles don't have labels yet. Okay. So we have to get GS1 labels so our product can be available to Amazon Marketplace and Walmart and all of this different stuff. And then we have to send them over to the graphic designer, and the graphic designer has to put all those individual GS1s on each one of those labels. Now we have over 20 flavors in 2 to 3 different sizes. So it's a different barcode for each one of those. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Mm-hmm. So that takes time for my graphic designer. Now my graphic designer, he does photography, he does commission paintings. So that's on his plate too.
Yeah. How's the relationship with the graphic designer working? I'm curious because I do things for people. I'm not making a bid for this. I'm just saying, like, by comparison to the things that I do, you're either going to do that out of the love because they're just down for you, or they're going to charge you a flat fee, or you buy them out of everything else that they are doing and just say, I need you to do this exclusively.
Well, he's pretty pumped on time, but the workload that I put on him is because I'm constantly creating new flavors. So I put on him like, hey, I need these labels too.
Yeah.
And then on top of those, creating those new labels, hey, look, add all these GS1s to these labels.
Yeah.
And then, hey, look, I need this in a matter of a month, 2 months. And then on top of that, hey, look, we're going to drop all of these flavors at this next event that we finna have. Mm-hmm. He's like, oh, damn, like, I got you, but, like, let me focus on one thing at a time.
Hey, I don't know if the business requires you to focus on one thing at one time, though.
That's one thing about it.
Hey, I want to try some stuff now. and also, before we close out, though, there's a few other questions that I have to ask you, but let's try these real quick. Let's cut scene and try these.
So he already knows what these flavors taste like. Okay. So this is strictly yours.
Yeah, that's all you.
I have another flavor over here that he hasn't even tried yet. That's not even out yet.
It's like mystery flavor.
So we're gonna try that.
Got like a gigantic question mark on it.
No, it's not the mystery flavor yet. No, this it's not the. It hasn't made it to the mystery flavor yet. We have different. No, I have tasting cups. Those for your cups to take home.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got cups.
Cause look, I keep taking and taking.
Yeah, he get cups all the time.
They sure know how to treat a player around here.
Yeah, he get cups all the time.
Okay, yeah, tasting cups. Cool.
He come over and be like, man, you got some cups? I mean, look, they're right there.
Because, man, one thing I always do with the juice, man, like one big thing I picked up on the juice, which, I mean, I know it's going to be a new market for him soon.
Yes, sir.
Man, when I first started trying the juice, I would take it with me to go DJ because I'm a juice drinker. And I always grab me a drink, it's for me to, do my activities for the night, for me to smoke and be out or whatever. I don't like buying a lot of sodas and stuff. Mm-hmm. Man, when I bring this juice with me, it got to a point where I would have to start like buying one, bring me one extra because I know people going to want to try, want to have some. Then I would start telling them like, look, just get it from my guy, like support him. Mm-hmm. And I started learning too. A lot of people like it just for the simple fact, it's a juice, but also it's a good mixer. And I work a lot of BYBs, yeah. It's juice.
Okay. This is juice. This is lemonade. Yeah, saucy straw. Let me do the label thing. Saucy strawberry lemonade. Saucy strawberry lemonade. And let me tell you. So I'm a wine drinker. I'm a wine drinker, like a for real wine drinker, right? So like my taste palette is kind of, I've drank it enough that I've started to have a refinement about like the items that I drink, and I don't drink past that. I can tell if it's a young grape, old grape, blah, blah, blah. I ain't talking about me. What I am saying, though, is that I can distinguish a lot of the fruits that he put in it. Mm-hmm. Like, I can taste them. And it is a very, how you drink something and then you keep swallowing afterwards, like, it's a wet flavor, Like, it's not a dry, like, yeah, man, this is really tasty.
That's what got me is the blend of flavors. Like, most juices, if you notice, it'll say strawberry or this. It'll have a strawberry-ish taste. Mm-hmm. Well, my guy says it's strawberry, like or if it's a raspberry, or if it's a peach, you're going to taste the peach. That's the thing. Like, man, I'm a big juice drinker, so.
Okay.
That's all
Saucy strawberry lemonade. This is going to mix with things, and you actually see the pulp in it as well. Like it actually has real fruit in it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is going to mix well with some stuff. Wow. Okay. Next.
Yes, sir. And so you mentioned the mixing. We have T's Daiquiri Lounge. We have our beverages at T's Daiquiri Lounge where you can come through our drive-thru or visit inside. And you can come get a daiquiri without the alcohol infused, or you can purchase one of our drinks and one of our bartenders infuse alcohol with it for you.
Shout out to T's Daiquiri Lounge.
Yes, sir. 1975 Texas Parkway, Missouri City, Texas.
There it is. Most City.
We have a location in Galveston as well, so come check us out this summer.
There you go.
Right on the seawall. You won't miss us.
Hey, businesses, if you're listening, what just happened is all free because of the love of the guests. Don't y'all be calling me, just throwing out your name. Hey, shout me out. The shout out comes with a cash app. I need you to understand that. Shout out to T's Daiquiri Lounge, though, for real. I mean, that's all the muscle.
Thank you for that. Thank you as well, man. Thank you.
Yeah, platinum finish, Platinum Finish Fruit Punch is next.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so I own the detail company.
Okay.
It's called Platinum Finish Auto Spa, and that's in representation of our company. So once you drink that, you'll know what your car look like after you finish.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I'm telling you how good the drink tastes. That's how good your car gonna look.
Wait, let me clean my palate. Hold on. Let me clean my palate. This is like going to a wine tasting. You know what I mean? Like sniff the coffee beans first. Like you go to Neiman's and try to get the cologne. Like do the coffee beans first.
Yes, sir.
Clean your palate.
You gotta get the waft test. All that good stuff.
Cleanse the palate. Let's try this one real quick.
Oh man.
But I like the way they smell too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh my God.
Nice aromas, and what a lot of people don't know is,
Oh yeah.
see,
Yeah, that's it.
that's what you're gonna say about your car.
Yeah. Okay.
See, you know what I call that? That's fruit punch.
That's fruit punch. It hits.
Yeah.
It hits.
And see, that's how I like my drinks, man.
I don't know if I like this better than the lemonade though. It's a tough call.
You gonna say that about 20 plus flavors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because every time I find a new one that's my favorite, I'm like, yeah, bro. I buy it out, and then next thing you know, he don't have it. Try something else. I try something else. I'm like,
Okay.
this is my new favorite.
While I'm tasting, tell them where they can find these and how they can get in contact with you for direct purchases.
So you could find them, like I said, at the T's Daiquiri Lounge locations, or you could find them at our mobile hotspot. Catch us out, or scan our QR code if you see us driving somewhere, and follow us, see where we'll be at next. Or you can go to www.screwstonsqueezejuices.com and place your order for curbside pickup at one of our locations, our hotspot, or delivery.
Got it all thought out. Got it all planned out. This is what I love, an underdog story. Don't call them hustle stories, man. I'm trying to rebrand that whole thing. I don't want to do that. I want to say it's an underdog story. I want to say it's a come up, and I want to say it's a business story. Because these businesses start from the ground up, and say when we're talking about something that started in the man's kitchen and ends up in your grocery store. After you hear this, we'll get this out quick. But by the time this circulates, it's probably going to be in the grocery store already. And you would have heard it here, and you would have heard it from elsewhere. This is not an exclusive, although I'm about to try an exclusive flavor. But this is not an exclusive, but it is a story that needs to be celebrated because it's not common.
Yes, sir.
Because you can hustle, but as a business, you should grow, right? I'm just trying to do my rebrand. That's my old man on the hill telling people to do better. Let's get the last flavor in.
For sure. So this flavor right here is, I'm not going to tell y'all what's in it just yet, but the name of the flavor, the name of the flavor is for, mainly for our competition, because we still have the upper, now I wouldn't say upper hand, but we still have God still allows us to be able to still create our new flavors by hand. Mm-hmm. So we have
artesian.
We have the opportunity
juice
to sit there and actually taste and critique our flavors on hand, instead of as opposed to putting it in the big machine and the big machine saying, hey, do you like this flavor or not?
Oh, something new.
Oh, I ain't gonna say what you got in it, but I taste the citrus of the tropical fruit that's in it. I like this more. I like this more than those, and I really like that first one.
Oh, keep trying, keep tasting.
So the name of this one would be Zaza's Copycat Lemonade. It's a flavor that nobody will be able to mimic.
You got your one with that one. You got your one with that one. Okay.
Man.
That's yours, by the way.
Oh, I got juices. Man, me and my kid about to love this.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, all natural, 100% natural, freshly squeezed. Thank you for these. Number one, thank you.
No problem.
I'm spoiled and grateful beyond belief. I truly mean that, though. Thank you for the hookup. Thank you for the connection. We're gonna have to close out.
So yes, so you can find me on Instagram at Screwston Squeeze Juices. Either you can just type in Screwston Squeeze Juices, or you can type in Screwston_Squeeze_Juices. Either way, both of them will pop up. You'll see the logo come on there with the Texas and the fruit going through the screw going through the fruit. You can give us a follow. You'll be able to see our location address from there. You can click on our website from there, www.screwstonsqueezejuices.com. One of our locations is 1975 Texas Parkway, Missouri City, Texas. We have another location off the seawall in Galveston, and a couple more.
Couple more coming. Thank you, Clint. Where they can find you?
Man, you can find me on Instagram at westmade.clint. And anywhere you see me, if you see me sipping juice, just know where it is. Mm-hmm. Hey, if y'all ever got questions, I'm official brand ambassador. I stand behind it. Hey, and if you just need somebody to just, come DJ, bring some juice, come through. We got some events I'm pretty sure coming soon. So, yeah, just make sure y'all check us out. And make sure y'all please follow my guy. Follow my guy, Screwston Squeeze Juices, man, because we pushing this stuff, man, this year. All the rest of this year, forever. So.
Yeah. No, it's healthy, man. Health is wealth at the same time.
Facts.
Well, y'all already know what it is with me, but I got a couple of new add-ons to my closeout, so bear with me because here they come. So you can find me on all streaming platforms, every last one of them. Just search under Qualified, the podcast, or you can go through the trademark QLAFD. You should be able to find that everywhere. This will be out on YouTube soon. Check the YouTube page, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell some other businesses if you want them to hit me up. They can at me at QLAFD Podcast. Also, Black His and Hers, promo code QLAFD10. 10% off of Black His and Hers merchandise. You can at them at BLKHISNHERS. Thank you again to my distinguished guests.
Thank you.
Qualified H-Town, we out.